Side Roads.
Welcome to Side Roads. We're just a few hundred yards from downtown Chattanooga, enjoying the trails and the sounds of the birds here at MaClellan Island.
It's a wildlife sanctuary. It's about 18.5 acres right here in the middle of downtown Chattanooga with a really impressive amount of wildlife living out here. We've got muskrats that live around the perimeter of the island. We've got great blue herons and osprey that nest out here. One turkey that I know of, groundhogs and foxes, raccoons, all sorts of stuff that you really wouldn't expect to see in the middle of a major urban area. A number of Bluffview residents purchased the island initially. Robert J. McClellan purchased the other shares from his neighbors, and he made the decision to give it to the Audubon Society to protect it as a wildlife sanctuary, bird sanctuary specifically, so that the natural qualities of it would not be diminished over time. So we've got about 1.5 miles of trails on the island. It makes a wonderful loop around the perimeter of the island. There's quite a bit of wildflowers out here seasonally, a good bit of wildlife to see, and just a different view over the river of downtown. There's also a campsite out here that's part of the Tennessee River Blueway. It's the very first campsite if you paddle the length of the Blueway, which is just a lovely place to spend a night in the middle of wilderness in the middle of downtown. Most of the people who come out here come out by kayak, canoe, paddleboard, non-motorized boats like that. Now there is a dock at the downstream end of the island that gets some use. It's about as far away from the campsite as you can get, but there's pontoon boats, other motored boats I've seen just pull up, right here. It's a nice sandy bottom, no rocks to scratch your boat on. So there's a good number of ways to get out here, but all by water. There's no other ways to get out here.
Now this is a great place to do a little bit of bird watching. What are some of the birds that you can see out here?
I've joked several times that the island should be renamed Catbird Island. Not seriously, but there's a tremendous number of gray catbirds out here during the summer. Now, of course, there's the herons that nest up at the rookery. There's a osprey nesting platform up at the upstream end that gets used every year. So as I'm downtown, other places, and I see great blue herons or osprey, I always wonder, hey, I wonder if that was one of the ones born out on the island. And I have to imagine that the species that are born out here contribute so much to the wildlife that we enjoy across downtown.
Why bird watch in general?
I look at bird watching, I think a lot of people do, as sort of like a worldwide scavenger hunt. People who are really into bird watching are always looking for maybe something they've never seen before, something they haven't seen in a long time. There's thousands of species of birds across the planet, and to run up a list of the number that you've seen can be really exciting for some people. I think it adds such a perfect touch to Chattanooga, being the outdoor mecca that it is, to have a gem of undeveloped green space right here in the middle of downtown. 18.5 acres that is untouched, that has never been developed, that is bristling with wildlife. I think it's just the perfect touch to Chattanooga. For so many of the folks who enjoy paddleboarding, kayaking down here, they're enjoying the wildlife that make their home out here on the island. It just adds such a beautiful quality, I think, to our outdoor city. Come visit MaClellan Island because it's a beautiful little piece of green in the middle of the city. This is a wonderful opportunity to get away from the hustle and bustle of modern day life, to slow down a little bit, enjoying dipping your feet in the river, camping under the trees right here in the middle of downtown.
All right, folks, admit it, you've driven over Veterans Bridge many a times and looked down and thought, I wonder what's actually on that island. It is Audubon Acres. They encourage you to talk with them, and then you can get a permit to go out there. You can camp out there as well, as he mentioned. But stop by, talk with them first. There's the address to Audubon Acres. It is in Chattanooga. The phone number is 423-892-1499. Again, 892-1499. You can also go to the website, which is at ChattanoogaAudubon.org, and it'll provide more information about MaClellan Island.